You can draw this entire illustration in just 3 steps using Autodesk Sketchbook app. We are going to start off with a resolution of 2080 into 2860. Starting off with the first step, we are going to paint the sky. We're going to use coarse watercolor brush by adding the darker shade of blue, so resembling the night sky. So we are going to add any darker shade of blue here. You don't have to be the exact blue. You can even add a purple sky, or you can even add maroon sky. Is up to you. And we are going to use a blending brush to slowly blend across from top to bottom. We are not going to be any fancy here because I just want a very minimal backdrop of a sky. So the highlight will be the traffic light and also the signboard, some cherry blossom and moon, but not the sky. So we're just going to give a basic blend, and then we are moving on to our step 2, which is to paint a cherry blossom tree. Make sure to add a new layer for this, and we are going to use tattoo inker to add those branches. Once done, we are going to add a new petal layer beneath the branch layer. This will be the shadow of the cherry blossom tree. So we are going to use signature ink to add those petal, and we are going to use the darker shade of pink here. I think it's went into the magenta shade, and once done, we are just going to tap across the branches, adjust the size of the brush based on your pressure in the stylus or pencil you're using, because I'm using Apple's first gen and I'm using Apple's 6th generation iPad. So once we are done adding those, we are going to add one more lighter shade of the petal. Then we are going to add a new layer on top of the branch layer for the highlight of the petal here. So the main idea behind those adding those two layers is so that it is not crowded in the branch. We also want the branch to be visible, and also for the petal. Then we are going to add a new layer for the moon. We are going to use glow brush, and then we are just going to dab 3 times, and then with the help of cashmere eraser, we are just going to slowly erase the moon into crescent looking moon. Also, you can reduce the size of the moon or increase the size based on your preference, but I just thought it's a moon at a distance and it does not have to be so big. So we are moving on to the final stage of the illustration, which is to add traffic signal and a signboard. This is the most easiest step, and also we are using fountain pen. We are doing the help of freestyle to add those lines. Of course, it's not visible here because of the darker background, but once you add those lines, you can use the help of draw style rectangle option to add this traffic signal, and then we are just going to add few more edge from the rectangle box. And once we are going to add a shadow for those 3 other, for example, because here I'm going to add only the green shade of the traffic signal, not the rest. So I'm just going to add those shade of the rest too, and we are using blending brush to slowly blend it across and to bring out the curve from the rectangle box. Once we are done, we are just going to use flow airbrush to add those glow of green signal, and you can use multiple color here. I'm going to use just a normal circular one. You can also add a heart, or you can also add any other structure or element you want the signal to look like. And once we are done, we are in the final stage of this illustration to add the signboard, and for that I'm just going to use the exact same thing by using draw style rectangle option. So now that we are done adding the green shade, I'm just adding few more highlight and just checking is it okay. I'm like happy, and then I'm just going to add a few glue in that darker shade. So now hopping on to the signboard itself, I'm just going to draw a rectangle box, fill up the layer with a darker shade of purple, and then we are using a lighter shade and our freehand style to add our text, follow the dream, and few hearts across. Also, if you want, I'm trying few of a freehand style font here, but I'm just like this is too much of a cluster. Let's follow a separate and all caps here. So you can do with any other way, like using the text option in the top side of toolbar and just write follow the dream, bring it along those rectangle bars, and then you will be done. But here I thought I'll give a few handmade touch here. Those tiny dots really looks cute, and then we are using glow neon pen to add those tiny glow in our font. Since today is Monday, I don't want to create any tough illustration here because we all know Monday blues is different. We don't want to do anything, but still we have so much to do in our plate. So I thought, why don't we start something which will inspire us to do the best for the rest of the week? So I ended up writing the line, follow the dream, because we are just one step away from achieving whatever we want. We just neglect the things we have to do. If you have not yet listened to my yesterday's podcast, because every week on Sunday we do have our channel podcast where we talk about art of being positivity, art of being consistent, how to grow yourself. Yesterday's topic was about learner mindset. How can you cultivate that growth mindset in yourself? And also, if you have not yet subscribed to our newsletter, you should definitely check, because it's one of the most interesting way I share my heart out to my supporters and my followers, because I can't be pen pal with each and every one of you. If that happened, definitely I'd love to be, but being a part of a newsletter is beyond what it actually looked like, because you kind of put on your heart down out there and share it with you. So every Saturday it's free newsletter from my inbox to your inbox, so make sure you kind of follow it along. So check out yesterday's podcast and also subscribe to my newsletter, because there is so much interesting thing coming around. We are not going to let anybody down. We're going to support each other, bring up to what we are really created for. So now that we are almost at the end of adding those bloom or the light effect in our text, we are at the end of illustration, and also we are just going to add one more layer to add those tiny speckle of star at a distance, and we are using the brush speckled. Hope you guys are enjoyed this illustration. Make sure to like, share and subscribe. Also share it along with your artist friend who are looking to start in digital illustration, because our channel is the most basic illustration, because I don't create any complicated one, but rather you look at it and you feel it's very easy. I should give myself a check on trying the illustrations. So share it among your friends. Leave a comment down below which type of illustration are you looking forward for tomorrow or in the upcoming week. I will happy to assess that. Till then, have a great life. Enjoy yourself. Life is very short. Don't think what other has to offer. Do your best. Leave the rest. And see you all tomorrow. Till then, take care. Bye bye.